I came here to cut grass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of bubble gum. What's up, everybody? Cohen with Lancelot's Lawn Care coming at you with another video. Today we get to take care of a super overgrown lawn once again. You know me, bro. Every time we take care of these overgrown lawns, it just brightens my day. Well, we're trekking through it today, taking a look. It's a lot. It's a lot of grass. It's probably my biggest yard yet, at about an acre. Once again, it's very difficult figuring out the property line, so I'm gonna measure that out real quick and we'll go ahead and mow it. Well then, somebody must have had a really unfortunate accident. Ooh, pile of wood. All right, so here it is. Got to make sure I don't throw any clippings into the neighbor's yard. That would be very rude of me. And, looks like they've been building a house here. Oh, that is high. That grass is up to my knees. It's not a small feat. I'm kidding. It's actually not a very difficult feat because I'm not that tall. Anyway, it looks like they've been building the foundation here for a house. Cool. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to clean up all this. Look at that. Ooh. Got to clean up all that. I try my best not to get clippings onto, you know, construction stuff. But, I mean, we'll do the best we can. I'll have to measure it out real quick. Okay, I think I found the area. It's going to be tall. It's going to take a while. But hey, where else I got to go? It's not like I'm super busy, right? I'm just messing. I'm really glad to be here. It's going to be great. All right, let's get started. And let's get the mowing started. All right, so I have to apologize in advance. I think there's one or two clips in this video where I accidentally disappear. I don't mean to, I promise. I wasn't trying to avoid any of you or anything. I just got so caught up in the mow, I would look up and realize, am I in front of the camera? So I might do that once or twice. Just want to let you guys know that in advance. But here I made sure I was somewhat in the shot. So yeah, just want to apologize for that in advance. As you can see, this grass, easily one of the tallest yards I've ever done. I've been mowing yards for 15 years now, and this is probably one of the few times I have had to mow a yard. There were areas 5 or 6 times I would re-mow over, and I still wouldn't get everything. You'll see here I have to do basically a little checkered pattern here to get this grass mowed. And there's two main reasons I think I would say that I had to struggle with this. Number one, it actually wasn't the length that was my struggle. The struggle was the type of grass. Could someone help me in the comments? Help me identify what kind of grass this was, because it was as if it was fighting me every few seconds. I would mow over it multiple times. I'd even come at it from different angles, and there were areas that were not mowed. And at first I thought it was my blades, but that couldn't be the case because I sharpen my blades, I trade out my blades, and so I have great blades, so that shouldn't have been an issue. So I was trying to figure out what to do there. Now the second reason definitely had to be the concrete rocks. I'm actually going to mention this later in the video, but one of the biggest obstacles I ran into, you don't see it very much here, there were pieces of rocks, pieces of concrete just everywhere, and it doesn't look like it from this camera angle, and in particular this area wasn't very bad, but just every minute or so I'd hear, you know, just this gross sound under that mower, and some white smoke would pop out and there'd be some rocks or some concrete. And here in this area, they get a lot of limestone. The soil isn't very deep, and the limestone comes up to the surface real easily, especially if you've been getting a bunch of rain, or in this case, what looks like an area that was under construction at some point. You can see the wood piles in the background. There definitely was some construction there. But yeah, could somebody please let me know what kind of grass this was? Maybe look at it and give me their opinions, because it was not, I mean, it was fighting me. It definitely was super difficult. You'll see I had to go over areas so many times. But, I mean, it wasn't horrible. I can't complain too much. I had actually done probably 4 or 5 yards before this, so I was already kind of tired, and that's probably why I wasn't very aware of the camera frames and whether I was in the shot the whole time or not. I did a better job being in the shot here, but you can see right here, I'm walking up to this little concrete area, and it looks like I could get a good 3 or 4 feet, but I just came back closer to the camera because there were cinder blocks and concrete and limestone areas buried in the grass, and I just couldn't hit it. This is a better shot. You'll see, I got about as close as I could here, but in that left side, there's a good 3 or 4 feet of grass I could not get to because, again, it's so high, I couldn't even see any of the concrete or any of the limestone until I heard it, until I felt it, and the mower definitely felt it. I will have to replace my blades after this job because I definitely took some hits on my mower. The mowers that I have isn't bad. It can usually take a few hits on the blades and not die, but that's never an excuse to, be careless. I always try to be as careful as I can. You'll see in these areas I'm going back and forward and back and forward. Even in the time lapse, you can see, despite it all sped up, there's areas I go a little slower on because I'm just so scared of hitting rocks or limestone and all that. Now this area was the back, and it was by far the easiest. It was an open area, not really an issue, no concrete or limestone. I'm telling you, by the end of this video, I am going to have nightmares about all things concrete related because, wow, that was fun. But right here was an open field area in the backyard. Didn't give me very much of an issue. I wasn't very worried about it. I did have to go over some areas multiple times. Here's what's really interesting. So the first half of this back area was a different type of grass. The first half was the grass that was more similar to the front area, but the back area seemed to be sort of a not rye. It was really hard to tell. It really was a lot of crabgrass, but it wasn't thick like this area was. It was pretty tall, but it wasn't very thick, and so my mulching blades was able to just get through all of that really without much of an issue. But yeah, the back area wasn't very difficult. I mean, at this point, though, I'd be going at this yard for about an hour and a half, and I'll mention it later. I really should have done a better job going through the walkthrough, and I'll explain why in a second. But I definitely hit a few snags and had to make some pivots. So yeah, I'll say in a second, stay tuned to how I navigated this yard and how I navigated the areas that had all the debris and obstacles because, yeah, couldn't leave that job half done. I think I say that later in the video, but I didn't leave it half done. You got to make sure to do it right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, overall, still worked and at least made the back area look good. The back area wasn't difficult. Just got to go back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. So I'll go ahead and transition to myself talking about it, and let's talk about the obstacles that I had to face with the second half of this mow. Okay, well, I think I hit a few snags. For starters, I don't know how I missed this in my walkthrough. The level of this property is very crater-alike. I guess they found a meteor because look at this. Yeah, almost ran into that. That would have been bad. So yeah, there was not as much I could zero turn as I thought. So I mean, I'm not going to quit, obviously. Why would I do that? Never leave a job half done. If you got to pivot or adjust, call in help, even if you got to lose money, never leave a job half done. And so that's not what I'm going to do. However, I think I might need a little help.
A few hours later.
All right, we're back. And I brought some reinforcements. Let's do this thing. And this is the part where we bring in the reinforcements. I have some of my guys who I hire usually to work for me. Usually they work for me on the weekends. I called them up and said, guys, I'm gonna need your help. You want to make some extra cash? So naturally they said, oh yeah, bro, let's go for it. Really appreciate these guys. They are guys that work for me and help me out, make it happen. That's my boy Aiden in the right corner. He's the one adjusting his boots. The guy that's right next to me, that's Justin, and he's pretty awesome. The guy in the gray shirt in the very back, that's Nathan. He actually just started working for me, but you would have never guessed. He's definitely a natural at the job. First thing we tackled, that crater area. I don't know if I just didn't think about it. I don't know what was going through my mind. I kind of just glossed over it. I just saw it and I said, oh, it's a dip, not a big deal. But I did not think through, hey, that's like a 2.5 foot drop. That's really dangerous. And so we cleared that pretty easily. Now, obviously, the biggest obstacle was the area around this concrete foundation because they're, number one, super thick, and already it's a narrow spot that my mower can't get through, but cap that off with concrete and limestone. Geez, I think I've mentioned concrete and limestone like 8 times already. Let me know in the comments how many times I've talked about my new hatred for concrete and limestone. So check this out right here. This trimmer that I have right here is my saw blade trimmer. I recently got it and installed it, and man, I love this thing. This saw blade, it is tough, it is durable. I think I hit a whole bunch of stuff, but unfazed. It just cut through everything. So the idea that I had was that the saw blade would break up anything that was super thick that the weed trimmers couldn't get through, or the string trimmers couldn't get through, and then my saw blade would just break through the rest. And so I felt good about that one. At the beginning of the yard, I told the boys, hey guys, so make sure you don't get too close to me because this saw blade's going to be kind of going crazy and I'm not going to be paying attention. So you guys just avoid me, okay? Don't get hit by anything. And they said, you got it, dude. And they made sure they didn't run into me. So good on them for that. Yeah, I'm proud of them. So, okay, this area that Aiden's working on the left, that's actually a mound of dirt. So I know it looks like he didn't get all of it, but actually he just mowed the grass on that mound of dirt. We were not hired to deal with anything mound of dirt related, so we just mowed the grass on top of it. But if it looks like it's not level, that's because it's not grass under there, that's just dirt. But it still was a lot of grass. You can see how long this took 4 guys to do. I could not imagine if I had tried to do it myself. But hey, like I said in my last video, my second favorite part of the job is mowing overgrown yards, but my number one favorite part of the job is investing in my employees and training people to do yard care. And I love doing that. I love teaching people to grow and improve, especially young folk, people who are younger, kind of under the age of 21, and teaching them how to do yard work. I think of my father and my mentors when I was younger, who taught me how to take care of a yard, use a weed trimmer, clean up my yard and look nice, how to use a mower, how to fix a mower if it breaks down. And I can attribute that to the people that mentored me. And I just love using my yard business as an opportunity to do just that. So yeah, they made quick work of this area. I was very impressed. I got in a zone with my saw blade trimmer. I looked back and I said, oh, they got it. Great job, guys. So one thing you'll notice with the saw blade trimmer, I do a slightly different technique than the string trimmer. So a lot of these guys, they sort of do the side to side thing, which is a good method. It's not wrong or anything. But with the saw blade, I was focused a little more on sort of pushing into the brush or pushing into it rather than going side to side. And I did that to break you up a little more. So I'm not necessarily focusing on cutting, and I do that a few times. I do the side to side a few times. But what I'm really focused on right here is pushing and breaking all the stuff up. I almost used it like a rake and even like a shovel once or twice. It's hard to see, but 1 or 2 times I sort of have to pick up the saw blade and yeet a large pile of grass off to the side, and then the boys follow up with the weed trimmers. Man, okay, so this area, I thought I could have it with the 0 turn, and then I rolled up with the 0 turn, and 7 pieces of concrete later, I said, guys, we're gonna have to trim this. And yeah, that was unfortunate. I felt kind of sad about that, but hey, they still did a good job. They made quick work of this area, and yeah, so we still cleaned it up. Sorry guys, I didn't get footage of us blowing everything off. I need to do that, so let me know if you want to see some footage of me blowing off all the concrete, and I'll do better with that next time. But overall, great job, team. Always bring in the reinforcements. When you can't do it on your own, get people to help you out, you know what I'm saying? Oh wait, hang on real quick. This right here, I don't know what this was. It was a pile of trash bags or something buried in the grass, but it got caught in my saw blade, and I was like, ah! I was super irritated, but yeah. All right, so the boys are wrapping up. I'm just going to blow this off real quick, and then they'll be done. I got to talk to the neighbors. The neighbors are really nice. They're really nice people. They were telling me, apparently, they had been trying to build here, I guess, for the past, like, 2 years or something, and I don't know who miscommunicated or something, but this wood's been out here forever. It's hard to see from here, but the 1x4s they got back there are all warped. So I don't know how long they've been having this area out, but it's pretty crazy. So, but we trimmed it, made it happen. All right, here are the before and after photos. I apologize, guys. I am trying to get better at taking before and after photos. I was just in way too much of a rush, so. But hey, the grass was once overgrown, now it is no longer overgrown. Make sure to leave me a like and mow over that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. If you can't leave a comment, leave the comment concrete and limestone to let me know you made it to the end of the video. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.